Hey everyone, welcome to Medical Interview Simulation in English. Today we're going to practice medical interviews based on questions from the Japanese National Medical Examination. We'll turn these exam questions into real-world conversations between Dr. Satomi as the physician and Umi Yamazato as our patient. I'm Yamato, and I'll be your guide through this practice session. Our goal is to help healthcare professionals get better at talking with patients through these realistic scenarios. Alright, for today's practice, we're using a case from the National Medical Exam. Let me introduce Umi-san, who is a 63-year-old male. We'll see how Dr. Satomi handles this consultation.
Good morning, Umi-san. I'm Dr. Satomi. Could you tell me what brings you in today?
Good morning, doctor. Well, I've been having trouble breathing lately, and I've had a fever too.
I see, and how long has this been going on, this trouble breathing?
The shortness of breath started about a month ago. It's been getting worse. The cough, a dry cough, started around the same time.
Okay, and the fever? When did that start?
The fever started about a week ago. It's been mostly in the low 37s, like 37.1 or 37.2.
Got it. And have you noticed anything else unusual going on besides the shortness of breath, the cough, and the fever?
No, not really. Just feeling tired, I guess, and a little weak.
Okay, and have you had anything like this before?
No, never.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your medical background. Do you have any ongoing medical conditions, like high blood pressure, diabetes, anything like that?
No, nothing like that. I'm pretty healthy usually.
That's good to hear. Are you taking any medications regularly, over-the-counter or prescription?
No, I don't take any medications.
Thanks for sharing that with me. Now let's talk a bit about your lifestyle. You mentioned you don't smoke, right? Do you have any pets?
That's right, I don't smoke, and no, I don't have any pets.
Okay, so could you tell me a bit about where you live? The type of building, its age, that sort of thing.
Well, I moved last year to a wooden house. It's about 50 years old. It doesn't get a lot of sunlight. This was my first summer there.
I see. And has this shortness of breath, has it been affecting your daily life, like your ability to work or do things around the house?
Oh yes, it's been hard. I get tired easily. I can't walk as far as I used to. Even just doing chores around the house is difficult now.
I can understand that must be quite challenging. You're doing the right thing by coming in to get this checked out. Are you currently working or studying?
I'm retired.
I see. And do you have family or friends nearby who can help you out if you need it?
Yes, my wife is there. She helps me a lot.
That's good to hear. And how are you feeling emotionally with all of this going on? This change in your health, are you worried or anxious about it?
Well, yeah, I am worried. I don't know what's causing this, and it's frustrating not being able to do the things I used to.
I can certainly understand that. It sounds like you've been handling a lot. We'll do our best to figure out what's going on. So, to sum up, you've been experiencing shortness of breath, and a dry cough for about a month now, and a fever for about a week. You've also noticed some fatigue and weakness. You live in an older wooden house, and this is affecting your daily activities, making it harder to do things. You're feeling worried and frustrated. Is that a fair summary?
Yes, that's exactly it.
All right. Well, we'll need to do some further tests to find out what's causing your symptoms, but you've given me a very clear picture of what's been happening. Thank you for sharing all of that with me.
Great work, Dr. Satomi. That was a really smooth and thorough history-taking session. You used open-ended questions effectively, you actively listened, you affirmed Umi-san's feelings and efforts, and you made sure to confirm your understanding. You also touched on all the key points. You got the main story, you found out the timeline of his symptoms, you checked for other symptoms, you looked into his medical and psychosocial history. It was a really well-rounded interview. A key learning point here is how to transition from open-ended questions to more focused ones. Dr. Satomi started by asking, "What brings you in today?" which is very broad, and then followed up with questions like, "How long has this been going on?" and "Have you had anything like this before?" which narrow the focus. This lets the patient tell their story in their own words, while still gathering the necessary information. And remember those casual phrases we talked about? Dr. Satomi used a bunch of them, like, "Could you tell me what brings you in today?" instead of a more formal, "What is your chief complaint?" That makes the conversation much more comfortable for the patient. Also, check out how she kept the medical terms simple, making it easier for Umi-san to understand. And that's a wrap for today's medical interview simulation in English. Thanks for practicing with us, and we'll catch you next time. Hey, if you want to check your answers, head over to the National Medical Exam question 150A19. That's where you'll find all the details.